Even a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, they say. I will tell you, this journey of Andre Onana to join Manchester United has been a long one, but today, just a few minutes ago, it's finally done and dusted. We've huffed, we've puffed, we've prayed, we've hoped, we've believed, and finally, Eric Ten Hag and John Mata and the team have delivered. Welcome to this live. My name is Webb. It's been a minute since I've been live. I told you I will be back live when we confirm the arrival of Onana. What's her name? Onana. We can sing, we can dance, we can celebrate. What you see there is not a photoshopped image of Andre Onana putting on a Manchester United jersey. That is him, his official jersey, after being unveiled as a Manchester United player just earlier on today. He is on his way as we speak to join the team in New York. He's certainly a red now. He's a red devil as we speak right now. His blood is as red as his jersey now. Andre Onana is done and dusted. Welcome to the hotspot. Now we are going to talk at length about Andre Onana. It's been a busy day. We've been confirming a new captain in Bruno Fernandes. He has been confirmed as captain today. We've also got updates concerning Rasmus Højlund that were shared in my earlier video. There is a lot that has happened, surely, concerning Manchester United. But I think I'm here to mostly focus on the latest. This is something we've been hoping for. We've been waiting for this for the longest time, for Andre Onana to come through. What is an orchestra without a goalkeeper? The orchestra of Man United was looking shaky after the departure of David De Gea and the manner in which he left. Well, obviously, we were hoping we would get the able replacement, and in Andre Onana, we found our man. It's a new dawn. He has signed 5 years with an option of extending by a further 1 year. So that's a contract from now up until 2028, plus an option of extending by a further 1 year. This is serious. He is indeed in the long-term plans of Eric Ten Hag. It's going to be a roller coaster journey for him, playing in the Premier League for the first time in his career. But I'm going to be telling you some of the things he said immediately after his arrival. Of course, he's posting, he's busy on Twitter, by the way, as I do speak right now. Of course, maybe one day, of course, sending his bidding farewell to Inter Milan. I never imagined that a farewell would be so hard. A year ago, I became Nero-Azzurro. Many people told me that's an Inter Milan player. Many people told me that this club and this city had something special. Now I can confirm it. In my first days as a Nero-Azzurro, I realized that this is a family. Being Interisti is a way of life. This is Andre Onana sharing his parting shots to Inter Milan. I fell in love with San Siro, La Cava, and the city. Now the circumstances are right for me to start a new journey in Manchester. I do it with great enthusiasm, but knowing that I will miss you. Eternal gratitude to all the Interisti. You make this club great. Maybe one day our paths will cross again, but now it's time to face new challenges and cheer you on from afar. Players come and go, but the club always remains, and Inter is above everything and everyone. I don't know if I was the best, but I always gave my best. Andre Onana now ready to give his best to Manchester United. Welcome to the Red Devils. Welcome to Old Trafford. Welcome to Carrington. Onana. What's my name? Onana. What's your name? Onana. What a day. Well, United will be playing against Arsenal on Saturday. Don't be surprised, I told you, if he plays a few minutes of that game. It could happen. Now, let's talk a little more about his game, even before dwelling so much on his and by the way, another one that is just coming in, Zion Suzuki is also close. That is his backup goalkeeper. I told you a few days ago that the plan for Eric Ten Hag was to sort department per department. Sort the goalkeeping department, quickly fix it, move on to the next department. Now, next is Zion Suzuki, the backup goalkeeper for Andre Onana. So it is business unusual at Manchester United. Ebonila is saying he's wishing him a tremendous good luck in our team. Obviously, we all do. Good stuff. Good to see you, Ebony. And of course, there is when you sign a new goalkeeper from a different league, obviously the jitters are going to be there, the pressure and the expectation. But for me, like I've always said, one thing for me has always been clear: Manchester United has never got it wrong when it comes to goalkeepers. They rarely get it wrong. Fabian Barthez, you could have said the 4 years he was there were not the best. He was not at his lethal best, but you cannot say it was a terrible signing. I don't remember a time when Manchester United got the wrong goalkeepers. We've always had, I think, Edwin van der Sar, David De Gea. Even at his worst for us, he left as the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. That is to show you how good we are when it comes to goalkeepers. So Andre Onana, I personally have got no doubt in his abilities and what he will deliver, but also given the fact that he's exactly the right goalkeeper for the kind of football Eric Ten Hag wants to play. For me, I think it's so important. But also what he brings to this team. A player from Inter Milan, the Italian Serie A is one of the most, if not the most competitive leagues in Europe. The Premier League, yes, is competitive. Italian Serie A is competitive. Think about how last season you've got Inter Milan, you've got AC Milan, you've got Juventus, you've got Roma, all fighting and battling. Games against Sampdoria, even the smallest team can shock anyone. I think the Serie A is what is closest to the English Premier League in terms of competitiveness. Any team can beat you at any time. So it's a top level league. But also the fact that he was able to play until the final of the Champions League tells you a lot about how well built or developed a player he is. So he's certainly a top level player. He's, I think, actually 47.2 million pounds was a bargain for us. Total including add-ons was a bargain. We are talking a world-class goalkeeper, one of the best in the world. So he's in his prime. For me, he has got the hunger to fight back. It's only 1 year. It had only been 1 year since he returned from that ban. He certainly still has the hunger to push and fight. And where better than under your former boss, your beloved Eric Ten Hag? He was speaking highly about him in his first words. So it's, for me, I think the right time. I think this one was a perfect move for him. And I think it's going to be an exciting moment for Man United supporters to enjoy Andre Onana and what he's going to be doing under the stewardship of Eric Ten Hag and the captaincy of Bruno Fernandes. Oh my goodness, how beautiful it's going to be to watch Manchester United games. But start with the one on Saturday against Arsenal, because I won't be surprised if at least at worst he comes later on in the second half and plays a few minutes of that game, because I know he is going to be in New York to be part of the official launch of the preseason tour of Manchester United. Isabia Ronald Mulinda saying good luck for Nana and congs to Bruno. Oh, thank you on their behalf. Okello Lazarus saying I wish him all the best at United. Indeed, Okello is saying he does wish him all the best. Of course, you think about of course, the depth, and let's talk about the goalkeeping department for a minute for Man United. We are bringing the best goalkeeper, arguably one of the best goalkeepers, if not the best in Europe right now. For me, I think he is the best actually. And one can ask about the depth, because remember, Manchester United is going to be playing in the Premier League, in the Champions League, in the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup. So, and we are going to be competing with a Man City that has got Pep Guardiola always has different goalkeepers for the league and for the cup tournaments. That's what he has always done, from Barcelona to Bayern, wherever he has been. That's what he does. Now that means he has got depth from goal. Now the kind of football that Andre Onana plays as a goalkeeper is a bit more demanding than the David De Gea's and most of the other traditional goalkeepers we've known, because he's more involved. He's a more ball-playing goalkeeper. It might be a bit strenuous given the intensity of the Premier League, but also the pressure of just returning to Europe. It's going to be quite heavy on him, to be honest. And I think that is, again, the test. That's what you expect when you leave Inter Milan and join the biggest club in the world. I'm obviously assuming he's prepared for this. He has thought about it, and he knows that whereas Inter Milan is a top club and the Italian Serie A is competitive, it's not the Premier League and it's not Manchester United. So you get a feeling that he has got to certainly step up. If he has been performing at 150, to be able to shine and see through his contract of 5 years and an extra 1 year, he has got to, I think, perform at 200%. Now, that is the demand you expect from a team like Man United. I keep telling people, that one of the reasons that Harry Maguire has failed, certain players failed to play for United, is because the what it takes to play at Leicester City is not what it takes to play at a club like Man United or Arsenal or Manchester City. The levels are different. The levels are so different. The demands are different. The expectations is different. Even if you have the talent, there is a lot more than talent that you need to excel at the club. The talent will get you there, but hard work and consistency will keep you there. And for me, that is what I can tell Andre Onana. That and again, I will freely say this because I'm African, and I will. No one will attack me saying I'm attacking Africans, because I'm part of them and I know who we are. Many times, for me, my issue with we Africans is when we get to the topmost level, at times we fail in terms we fail with the consistency, more so the young players of today. And of course, people can mention players like Yaya Toure and Didier Drogba and Samuel Eto'o. Those are Nwankwo Kanu. Those are not players of today, and those are not 27-year-olds. Those are not millennials or players of this generation. But most of the players of this generation do not exactly have the mentality to play at the biggest level for a long time. And for me, if Andre Onana does that, I will be more than happy. That's the only little disquiet I would have. Is he prepared to play and meet the demands and pressure of playing for a club like Manchester United for a long time? Because he's a goalkeeper. We're not expecting him to give us one good season like Eduardo Mendy did Chelsea. No, we expect him to give us 5 good seasons. For the whole 5 years he has signed, he has got to be the number one, because the goalkeeping department, unlike other departments which you can think around, which is not even advisable, but it happens because a few players will give you the longevity of players like Casemiro, Toni Kroos, players like that who have been playing consistently for their clubs. So for a goalkeeper, you've got to do it. That's why David De Gea was number one for the longest time. We don't want to have a goalkeeper, and more so for a coach like Eric Ten Hag, whose style is mostly dictated by the goalkeeper, and then he comes, for a short time, then he leaves, then you have to look for a replacement. A goalkeeper has got to be there for at least 4 seasons, But goalkeepers go even 6, 7, 8, 10 seasons. David De Gea has been the number one for almost 10 seasons. So it's very important that Andre Onana comes with that, that he gives us that longevity. If he gives us that, for me, I think then it's going to be a good foundation for Eric Ten Hag to build whatever he's going to build. Because I do know for a fact that when Sheikh Jassim takes over, things are going to be better for Eric Ten Hag. And obviously, I feel like Eric Ten Hag is bound to become the longest serving Manchester United manager post Sir Alex Ferguson. I think he's going to stay longest. Many have come and gone, overnight. I think Eric Ten Hag is going to stay for a long time. That is exactly, of course, the situation. Andre Onana, given the shirt number 24, that's what he's going to be donning. He's obviously, being a goalkeeper, you would expect that, he's going to be playing a lot of football, so his fitness has got to be up there. He's going to be playing probably more games than most players, because goalkeepers are not tinkered with left, right, and center. So it is going to be an exciting time to be a United supporter, and I'm not thinking of missing a single game starting this Saturday. It's Xavier Ronald saying, this is my first time here. Nice to meet you here. Isa video, you're welcome to the hotspot. Have you subscribed? Have you turned on your notifications? If not, please just do the needful. Ebonila, even Zion Suzuki is again fantastic. Have watched his games. What a great season on the way. It is, guys. It is going to be an exciting season. I'm imagining, and I don't know what dream I will have. Usually when good news like this happens, I get a dream about Man United, and I am always generous enough to come and give you my dream. I'll come back here and I tell you what I'll dream about Onana, because it's top of my mind. I have no doubt that my dreams will be Onana. But away from Onana, he comes at a time when we've confirmed Bruno Fernandes as captain. And you're seeing what Eric Ten Hag is doing. I think the clean out for Ten Hag has always been strategic. Of course, the first season, the first 12 months were for him to try and understand the club, but also he pulled triggers. He pulled triggers even in the first, in his first 12 months there, letting go of the greatest legend the club has had, in Cristiano Ronaldo. So he has always known what he wants to do, but the ruthlessness with which he was getting rid of, players who are not performing, benching players and sending players out now, the likes of Harry Maguire, stripping him of captaincy and having the confidence now to believe and trust in Bruno Fernandes and give him the captain's armband. You think about it and you go, this man is actually down to business. He's so intent and clear on what he wants to do and what he wants to achieve with the club and where he wants to go. You only pray that he's not let down by the Glazers, because again, the longer they stick around, perhaps frustration is going to come in for Eric Ten Hag, and you don't want to frustrate a manager who has earned the trust of all the players, because we are seeing players now who will die and put their bodies on the line for Eric Ten Hag. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes will. This is the captain, the coach who has granted him the captaincy, even when Harry Maguire was still there. Maguire in his post was thanking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Probably Maguire will never forget Solskjaer in his career. But the players now who are going to stay are players who will play for Eric Ten Hag. Andre Onana has been speaking highly about Eric Ten Hag and how he knows him from Ajax, of course, but also knowing how much he's determined to win with Manchester United. That hunger and determination to go and shine and perform is one that Harry Maguire, why am I talking about Harry Maguire? Imagine, I beg your pardon, that Andre Onana has tapped into. He also wants to be a part of that project. And players buy into projects, and that's why all players you see signed, you had Moussa Diaby, who refused to join Al Nassr for crazy money in Saudi Arabia to go to Aston Villa because he trusted the project that Unai Emery is building at Aston Villa. So players buy into projects, and you see that from Marcus Rashford when he signed his contract extension. What he said clearly was he believed in the Eric Ten Hag project. Mason Mount, when he was unveiled, what he spoke was about the manager. Andre Onana, the same thing. So Donny van de Beek, even after scoring his goal, he was hinting on how Eric Ten Hag clearly knows what he wants to. So all players feel like this is the right manager to take the club forward. They are happy. They believe in what he's doing. They have seen what he can do. So the clean out he's doing is seen, is clear. He's bold enough to bench players who are not performing. That's the character of a Manchester United manager. And most of the past managers United has had, sorry to say, post Sir Alex Ferguson, I'm not even sorry to say it because it's the fact, did not have the character to coach a team like Manchester United. And for me, that's where most of them failed. So you think that Eric Ten Hag is ticking all boxes of a successful Manchester United manager. And I'm sure Sir Alex Ferguson will be sitting in his ambassador's stand and saying, okay, this is the man. We should have seen him earlier before I chose David Moyes. But anyhow, yeah. Ebonila, I had preferred Varane to Bruno and Casemiro, but however, it's always hard to deny Ten's final decisions. So, of course, there is no doubt about Bruno Fernandes' leadership abilities. I think he has got the quality. He has proved that he can lead. I think we've performed best the games he has been the leader. Does he have things to learn? Of course, because he's a cry baby at times. Everything that happens is running to the referee. Yet he should be the captain, stopping players from doing that. He will learn over time. But also, so his abilities, his competence to be a captain is never in question. Is never in doubt. The only issue is how it might affect him. That pressure now, more so the period we are in as United now, a period of a fruitful period of transition. What the captain's armband will do to him is two things. And where is my armband? Let me even talk with it on my arm, on my wrist, on my arm. What this armband will do to Bruno Fernandes is one of two things. It is either it's going to make him be the best footballer he can be, because I still don't think we've seen Bruno Fernandes' best, because he was mostly suffering with the wrong players around him, at times played out of position, not because the managers did not know where he plays best, but because the managers needed their best player to come in and support in most of the other departments that were struggling. So you would understand. But now, if Mason Mount is there, if you've got Casemiro there, Bruno Fernandes obviously will be playing better because he will be playing in his preferred number 10 position. And you're thinking, this is where you expect him to shine. Now, of course, clearly you can see that I don't have a lot of experience being captain, because I'm even struggling to wear this. But yeah, that's why being a captain is not for everyone. But for me, it's in the blood, in case you didn't know. because I'm a son of a captain, so in the army, of course, not not a captain in football. But yeah, so Bruno Fernandes comes in. Okay, guys, I need it here. Okay, so let's talk captain now. I guess you will believe me more with this now. So yeah, so that's the thing. So you feel like this armband will do one of two things to Bruno. It will either make him perform better because perhaps he loves, and you can see that he loves to lead. He's a natural leader probably. So if he loves, he will express himself better, or the load and pressure of being captain might actually affect him. One of the two. It's one of two things, but we need to be positive and think that it will even only help him, inspire him to be better, to perform even better, to be more hungrier, to lead by example. Those are the characteristics of a good captain. Be able to communicate, he does communicate, lead by example, have emotional intelligence, stuff like that. It's Abia Ronald, okay, you're welcome. It's your first time here. So for me, that's where that's what I think is the case. But also the fact that he's going to be having a lot of experience and leadership around him, many winners around him, it will even make his job easier because in each department, Eric Ten Hag is going to enjoy. I'm again going back now to the years of the Rio Ferdinands, the Nemanja Vidics in goal, even David De Gea himself, when we had the Roy Keanes of this world, when we had the Paul Scholes, the Wayne Rooney's, you can see leadership in all departments. And that is one of the things that made us unplayable. Leadership in all departments. Leadership in all departments. And it's so important. And you see, if you look at a team like Manchester City, by the way, and you see that, look at from goal, from Ederson to Kyle Walker, to Stones, Rodrigo, name them. There is leadership in everybody. But Kevin De Bruyne, there is leadership in any player in that team. They had Ilkay Gundogan before. Every player on that team can be a captain for whichever reason. Now, you look at Manchester United before and you're thinking, okay, first of all, we had the wrongest captain of all captains. But everyone around was there, So, that's why you see, we struggled. You need leadership on the pitch because the manager is going to struggle. The load will be too much on the manager if he's got to lead both on the sideline, study and read the game and see which substitutions to make, but also lead players and organize them on the pitch. He's not there. He's not on the battlefield. So I think the leadership we are going to have in all departments is going to play well in our favor, and that's one big advantage I think we should be excited about going into next season. So that's where we are as Manchester United. Guys, I just wanted to come here and break it for you that Andre Onana is done. Now, what is happening now is United is preparing a bid for Rasmus Højlund. It is expected to be checking in, but perhaps not before we seal this £6 million player. 5 to £6 million really is what we have to pay for Zion Suzuki. So that's pocket change. It's a record. That will be a record for in Japanese football. He plays in the Japanese the J League. That's for Urawa Reds, but that's little money. We shouldn't go back and forth bidding. I think we've tabled a bid before in January for this boy. We've been interested in him before, but I think we should be getting that one easily. So the bigger focus will be on Rasmus Højlund. The bid is being prepared. We are expected to table a bid of about 45 million euros. Plus add-ons, but Atalanta do want 60 or to 70. We will see. There will be a bit of back and forth, I would expect, but eventually after a week we will be confirming Rasmus Højlund probably as a United player. However, if we are too slow, PSG could come and hijack him the way Bayern hijacked Kim Min-jae. I will keep emphasizing that so that if we sleep on the job, you will say, don't say Web didn't tell us on the hot spot. Then what would be hot about us if we don't give you those hot updates? Senoga Ramazan, good evening, bro. How are you? Sure, Amrabat is coming. Amrabat is coming. Na 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 na. Amrabat is coming. Na 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 na. Valentine's is coming. No, Valentine's is done. Yeah, but Amrabat is coming. He is coming. I think the only reason we would fail to get Amrabat and maybe Akzo Disasi and even Rasmus Højlund is if we fail to sell and raise the funds, because the situation we are in now, We have spent 102 minus the add-ons, because there is 3.4 million pounds in add-ons for for Andre Onana, and about 5 million pounds in add-ons for Mason Mount. But the down payment, the cash we have spent so far is 102 million for the two players we've confirmed. Now, the money, like I've been telling you, United has got a guaranteed 120 million to spend. The top up should come from player sales. Now, we have not yet sold, we are yet to sell any player, except maybe again, who is imminent but not yet done. Alex Telles moving to Al Nassr for £4 million, really. That's pocket change, really. He can't even sign, he can't even get us Zion Suzuki. Suzuki is about between 5 and 6 million pounds. But so United has got to top up. We sell to buy. So the only reason we would fail to get Amrabat, Rasmus Højlund, and Axel Disasi is if we fail to find the funds to top up on the 18 million pounds balance that we have after spending on the two players we've signed so far, as I speak now, right now. So the only reason we will fail to buy to get the others, any of the others, is if we fail to raise the funds. But if tomorrow we woke up and Al Nassr or Al Ettifaq or Al Ittihad, name them, are giving us, say, 40 million for Harry Maguire, 30 million for Fred, and maybe 30 million for Scott McTominay, that would be a total of 100 million. I will tell you, we could even go and get Victor Osimhen. I'm kidding. We would get all those players in. So what we need is the money. If we have the money, we will get the players. So the pressure is now to sell. I think now this is the point when, after being done with Onana and Mason Mount, I think the next urgent thing to do now is to push for sales. That is what Erik ten Hag should be focusing on now. Pushing for sales so that we get the money. Otherwise, if we sign Andre Onana, and I'm looking at all forms of scenarios, the worst case scenario in the event that we fail to sell any players, and we'll have to start then with the squad we have now. And again, then we would go back into maybe, again, what I've been trying to say all the time. Did we rush to spend on Mason Mount? Could he have waited? Imagine if we had already signed, because the money we spent on Mount, I'm sure, could get us Rasmus Højlund. If right now we had signed Onana and Rasmus Højlund, I'm not sure I would be in such a panic mode, because again, the two elephants in the room would have been sorted. I think we would only now be thinking, okay, if we sign Amrabat, back up for Casemiro, it's okay, because no one is yet convinced that Mason Mount is a player we urgently needed. No one. I don't know anyone who is convinced except Ten Hag himself. I'm sure even the people who sanctioned that buy are not sure, did not exactly see what Ten Hag sees, but that is why he's the boss and we all believe in him. I'm thinking is, what I'm thinking is, we will sign, we should be able to sell players. We should be able to sell players. If we don't, then it's unfortunate. We might fail to get a striker, and the worst case scenario would mean maybe we would have to play Marcus Rashford as a false nine. Now again, Mason Greenwood's situation is there, undecided. He would have been coming in there, because I still believe in terms of potential to score goals, I still think Mason Greenwood has more potential, bigger potential than even this number 9 Rasmus Højlund. We are going to be overpriced. Who is going to be overpriced to us? I'm thinking Mason Greenwood has got the potential to score more goals than any of the strikers we will look at, except Harry Kane and Victor Osimhen or Erling Haaland. The rest of the strikers who are there, that we are including Rasmus Højlund, I still think this little boy, give him a season, he can score more goals than them. So for me, the worst then would be if we can't get the money to sign Rasmus Højlund. It's okay. Get your 18 million, go get the balance that is left, plus the 4 million we will get from Al Nassr for Alex Telles, top up from the 18 to make it 22. Go bid for Sofian Amrabat. He's about 25 million, at most 30, but I think it's about 25. We can get him. Negotiate, give them their 20 million, and maybe the 5 can come in add-ons, or give them a down payment of all you have. If it's 22, you pay that, and then you say the rest will come in add-ons. We'll start the season better. We'll start the season without pressure, because you've got a goalkeeper. Of course, you've got your Mason Mount. but you've got a backup for Casemiro because that's so important. Then I think for striking, bring back Mason Greenwood. Of course, he will take time to get back to full fitness, but it's okay. Play with your Antones. Marcus Rashford as a false nine, he can improve because he's talented, and then get someone to play as an inverted winger. Jadon Sancho, I believe Sancho, I think with time can try and play, improve himself. Yeah. Again, now I'm being a poor man, trying to manage with what I have. Let's give Bruno, but they must learn to lead by example. Okelo Lazarus, I feel you. So for me, but I again, the worst case scenario is not going to happen. I still believe we should be able to sell. I feel like teams are beginning. I mean, the moment Saudi clubs start, flattering your players, it shows you've got players they can sign. But I mean, if a club in Saudi is willing to pay, and I wonder how much money these people have. Oh my goodness, they want to pay Marco Silva, the coach of Fulham, £40 million for 2 years for him to become their coach. That is, I think it's is it Al Ittihad? I think it's Al Ittihad that approached him with that. And you're thinking, this guy is earning, I think, about just under £6 million a year at Fulham, about £5.5 million a year. Marco Silva. Al Ittihad is saying they want to pay him 40 million for 2 years. That's 20 million a year. That's more than what? Four times quadruple what he's earning. Do you see how crazy this is? And I've said it here before that depending on how football looks at it, I think money will spoil the game. Obviously, what Saudi Arabia is doing is monetizing, the game. They are buying the game. They are making money be the fulcrum on which football spins. Of course, this has happened already, and it has already killed the game. Many of us football purists will know. We'll say this. We'll acknowledge the fact that the influx of too much money in football has killed the game. How are we talking players earning £700,000 per week? It's insane. How are we talking players being bought for £150 million? No player should be worth that kind of money. More so in this generation. But of course, you talk of the inflation and all. But the money I feel like football has failed to regulate money, and it's killing it. Yes, money is good in football, but it has got to be regulated so smartly. Now, what Saudi Arabia is doing, I think they are taking us, I think, 20 years ahead, 10 or 15 years ahead with their money. They are taking the whole world, the whole football, so many years ahead, because that money, I think, for a player, for example, for a player like Jordan Henderson to be a player of his standard now, of his quality now, to be worth £700,000 per week would happen maybe in the next 20 years. If we go by the law of averages, it can only happen in the next 20 years, not in 2023. Because, I mean, that's not even, Messi, oh my goodness, that's money only Messi. Even Messi does not deserve that kind of money. He was never earning that kind of crazy money at Barcelona or at PSG. I mean, it's insane. But that's what Saudi Arabia is doing. So what is going to happen is we are going to see players. Of course, a few players will want, like Moussa Diaby made the decision to join Aston Villa over going to Al Nassr. Yet they were going to give him crazy money. He's 24. A few players like him who have never played in the Premier League will want, because the Premier League will give you the best atmosphere to play football as a player. It's the dream place to play in. A few players will want to choose that over money, because even the Premier League money is not bad. You're okay for the rest of your life if you play in the Premier League, unless you plan so badly, unless, of course, things don't go right, you make the wrong investments, but chances are you will survive. Now, a few players will think about that today. Most players will go for the money. And I was asking people, if it were you're Moussa Diaby, and you've got a chance to play for Al Nassr for crazy money, or Aston Villa in the Premier League, where do you go? Would you blame him if he chose to go to Saudi? So that's how bad. So I think football, the game, it's killing the game. Yes, it's okay for them to invest to try and grow their league. It's a good thing, but don't invest because you have, and you invest you just use your money to destroy. You've got to be regulated. Regulation is key in everything, and I think either FIFA or IFAB, I don't even know who has the right mandate, but football, I'll just put it out there, because Saudi Arabia is not under UEFA, but there is a global, that's why there is a global football governing body. FIFA has got to come up with a financial fair play policy that will also affect football in Saudi, because the Saudi Pro League is still a football league that should be governed by FIFA. That should be governed by FIFA. Otherwise, this, with their money, the Saudi will actually form their own football government. With that money, I don't think even FIFA has that kind of money. No, no, that money is not anywhere. I mean, who would be who would have the money to justify paying, Jordan Henderson 700,000 pounds per week, or paying 20 million pounds to Marco Silva? It doesn't make sense. But that's where we are, guys. That's it. Thank you so much for subscribing and being a part of the hotspot. It's been an exciting day. It's been a good day, a day of good news. A new captain, a new dawn of Bruno Fernandes. We've got Andre Onana confirmed. Zion Suzuki is coming in shortly from Japan. We will also be proceeding to table a bid for Rasmus Højlund. I expect that probably tomorrow. But also later on, the terms have been agreed on the personal side. The clubs have spoken. We are just waiting for the first bid to be placed in, and we wait for feedback from Atalanta. But also, Sofian Amrabat is so serious on the radar of Manchester United. We've got to sell if we are going to buy. So let's wait and see which players will sell. Fred is out of that preseason game. So meaning he's most likely going to be sold. They are saying it's for personal reasons. I doubt. I think he's going to be sold. Dean Henderson is part of the preseason, but with the arrival of Zion Suzuki, I think they will just sell. I think Nottingham Forest know that they will buy him. They have agreed, their board agreed long time ago. They are just waiting for United to just sort their goalkeeping department, and they are given the green light to proceed and bid. But I think Dean Henderson will go to Nottingham Forest. Then Harry Maguire, I think someone will come out and save Maguire out of his misery. I think he will be bought. And I also think most likely either Scott McTominay or Donny van de Beek will go. So will Anthony Elanga. So we will be able to make some money. So let's be positive about what's about to happen. It might not happen at the pace. I think the next hard signing to make will be Rasmus Højlund. That's the next hard one. The rest, Sofian Amrabat, Akzo Disasi, those ones should be easy when the money is there. Those ones, one phone call, one bid, and the club. Of course, Disasi, there is Newcastle in the rest. They have money, but I still think Disasi, if he's in his right mind, he would choose Man United over Newcastle for whichever reason. Because United have already spoken to him as well, and he was excited by the United project. So that's where we are. Joseph Ogbodu, longest time, bro. Oh, it's been a minute since I was live. I choose to give you more videos than lives, but I think I would just need to be more regular with the lives, not coming live when there is a breaking update and all. But I think I'll go back to our initial plan of being here at exactly 10 p.m. Monday to Thursday, and 9 p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so that we are live every day. Or maybe we'll get working days for us to be able to go live. But on a daily, I'll give you 2 or 3 videos depending on what news is there, so that you keep updated with Man United. Morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Maybe night is the live. So that's what we'll do. So Joseph Ogbodu, it's been long, guys. I've been missing you all indeed. But here I am. And I told you I'll be back live when I am free to sing. Oh, Nana, what's your name? Oh, Nana, what's my name? Oh, Nana. Guys, thank you. It's 3 minutes to 10 p.m. I thank you guys for being a part of it. I will be catching you again tomorrow as we keep talking Man United. Andre Onana is red. What a time. What a time. The future looks bright for Manchester United. The future looks bright. Let's embrace it. It is going to be an exciting time. Guys, Man City, better watch out. The noisy neighbors will be silenced. very soon. That's where we are as Manchester United. Have a good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, regardless from wherever you are. I think there is no other morning, evening, afternoon, and good night for those of you who are going to retire. My name is Webb. This is the Hotspot. Subscribe, share this link, but also do turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any single update. As they keep coming, you're among the first to get notified, and you get to tune in and enjoy them as they come. See you later, guys.